And welcome back to the Back Then When podcast, where we bridge eras, preserve culture, and build legacy. Welcome back, y'all.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's up, fellas?
All right, man. Good to see y'all, man.
Always.
What y'all been doing since the last time I seen y'all?
Man, thinking about these commanders.
I'll tell you what I've been doing. Life is lifing.
Yeah.
Seeing what we're going to do on this next one.
Yeah. So in this episode, what we're going to be talking about is men's health. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it used to be funny back in when we was in our teens and our 20s. You could eat anything at any time and you'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
able to keep your figure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's called snapback.
Now, metabolism.
Yeah,
and
metabolism.
we should add a component of women's health in it as well, because we got some things going on with our women that we need to look out for too.
Yeah, definitely with that. And I want to start with something, and I think this is anytime I get a chance to speak anywhere, I always make it the same push, and that is especially with our brothers. And I'm saying this to any of y'all that's out there. I'm asking y'all to visualize yourselves as being active and thorough grandfathers. Because that's the biggest loss that happens in our community as black men, is that, you know, oftentimes we perceive that our responsibility to our children ends once we get them on their way to college, and then, you know, we can start counting our time down. But in actuality, our greater family needs us. And if we don't take care of ourselves, and if we're not in a position to be, you know, active and viable grandfathers, we're stealing from our families.
Mm-hmm.
Would y'all agree with that?
I agree with that.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with that. We become more, you know, of course, we have to let them live their lives. You know, and as we get older, we become more advisors than anything. Yeah. And, you know, all we can do is hope, you know, that they, you know, we guide them the right way, in the right direction.
And let's talk about that. So if you would have gotten that type of, where would you be in your life if you had gotten that advising from a grandfather?
Don't get me started.
From the age of
Don't get me started.
Up to 20, 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What would you have gotten?
A lot. Wisdom, more, you know, life experience. They're passing down the legacy. You know that word legacy, right? But my grandfather died in the 70s, bro. I was a youngin'. I was a young. He died. One of my grandfathers died 76.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
And I guarantee he probably was 40 to 50 back then. It's gone.
Yeah.
Never forget going to his funeral.
Yeah.
But I see people now, like my brother, you know, congratulations to my niece and my brother. My brother's he's gonna be a grandfather, his first grandkid.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Congratulations, congratulations.
But,
in them golden years.
He's gonna be a grandfather that prayerfully can be around to nurture his grandson.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's big,
that's it. That's it.
And on my end, I already know the mistakes that I did make, that I can attribute to not having that guidance. I wouldn't have made. Yeah. You know, you're supposed to make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes, and you know but the ones I can pull out that I know I needed guidance on, I definitely wouldn't have made. And I had two grandfathers. The grandfather that my mother's father, he died the year I was born. And then my father's, my father's father, I never met him because my father wasn't in my life when he was in my life to a certain age. And then by the time I had gotten old enough to be able to ask about my grandfather, he didn't know where he was. So, you know, it was that kind of thing. So I never got the chance to meet him. But we actually had three. I'm sorry, I said two at first, but I had three. And my grandmother, my mother's mother, had married, we used to call him George. That was his name, George. Yeah. He had died in the early 90s. And we didn't talk much. Just like I was telling you offline that, you know, we used to take our trip. I used to look forward to our trips on Saturday mornings, going out to Bethesda, going out to Rockville, the shop.
What you remember seeing about him?
He was military. he was,
Clean
retired military, kept himself up, clean cut. He used to, he was the first early example of road rage because he used to make, when he would drive and somebody would do something that he didn't agree with, I mean, he yelled to the top of his lungs, cursing, man, no driving dogs and stuff like that. He said, because he was originally from New York, he was like, man, they ain't drive like this in New York, man. They knew how to drive, those are the things I used to hear. But he was just a laid back guy. And, I loved him to death from the time I was able to spend with him, even on those Saturdays. But, I regret not being able to pour into him more. When I was younger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's another public announcement I'm gonna make to the camera. And that is when they start talking to our people and talking to the community and they say, the greatest generational wealth that what our community lacks is the fact that we're not transferring financial wealth from one generation to the next. And it's a huge tragedy that's happening in our community. Don't listen to them. They're lying to you. The greatest thing you can leave to your family and your children is your time.
That's right.
Spending time
Absolutely.
with them. I would much rather see a family that grandfather spend every day picking up his grandkids, taking them somewhere for 20 years than him leave them $5 million at a young age. They don't jack that money up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Especially with no financial advice.
Too. That life experience.
You see people, man, they hit the lottery. First thing they're going out and getting the BBLs. They getting they buying as much material stuff they can get. They're gonna be Gucci
Instagram
and Louis Vuitton and all of that
That's
stuff.
it.
That's one word.
I love Clay. You mentioned BBL.
Yeah. Well, and so fresh out the box beauty. Let's talk about that. Fresh out the box beauty.
The BBLs. Okay, so when I see the BBLs, the first thing I think about is who are they for? And let me explain that. Because I don't know a dude. I haven't even seen a dude online. I don't know a dude, and definitely in my circle or anybody. I have never seen a dude say they like it. That could be y'all experience, different experience, but I've never seen it do. In my experience, since these BBLs have become more popular, I haven't seen a dude that says, "Man, that look good. You look good with that BBL." I haven't seen it, and it makes me think, okay, so, and I know the women are seeing the same things I'm seeing. So, like, who are the women actually doing this for? Are they doing it for us to attract us, or are they doing it because of some kind of self-esteem issue and other women?
Yeah.
Are you doing it for other women to compete with other women? Or, because if we're saying we don't like it and we talking bad about it, it can't be for us. That's my opinion. What do you guys think about that?
So one, let's say this. The things that women will do for beauty have nothing to do with men. It has to do with other women. Like, for instance, the eyelashes. Like, I mean, I've never seen a man say, you know what? I want to date her because of her eyes. And I even said this too.
Yeah, make sense, right?
I think most men, and let me just call it me. Let me just want to say it's me. I think most men would prefer women to have natural hair. And I know that that's a really touchy subject for sisters. Because,
definitely.
The standard is, the American beauty standard and social media and TV standard is that you have, long flowing hair.
Permed
out hair. But
which is unhealthy. It's unhealthy.
Yeah,
burn you up.
The question ends up being: do women do that stuff exclusively for the men, or is it really for like the tribalism of women and their competitive nature amongst each other?
It's definitely not. From my experience and from conversations I've had, it's definitely not for us. Which I believe women, generations before ours were more in tune with attracting us. And it has become more of a fad type thing. And then again, I blame social media for everything. Y'all know that. and it's just what they see, and you know, they're not thinking about the consequences. They're not thinking about, as you age, your body is going to naturally reject anything that you're not supposed to be putting into it. The body is its own system.
Okay.
It is a very intelligent system.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
eventually the body, you know, these chemicals or these whatever they're using to get these shots or the BBLs, the body is going to eventually reject it. That's why we start seeing, even when they, you know, doing their face, you getting the injections in their face and things like that, that they start looking like, you know, disfigured. Yeah. Like, you know, as they get older, as they age. And then it's too late to reverse that. And I've read and heard about, you know, women, you know, especially in our community, that are going to get these surgeries from overseas and, you know, not certified surgeons, you know, and they, you know, they're having complications, even death.
Yeah, that's been a going
So
thing.
Let me, I'm gonna tell you, like, the BBL and all the plastic surgery been going on forever.
Of course.
So back in the day, in the 90s, when I can go back to the 90s, I knew girls who had it. It was for self-esteem. Like, they would get certain things done.
Oh, yeah.
And it was for their self-esteem. I don't think a woman is going to have a BBL if she's not trying to attract the man, to me. Now, I'm not knocking what they do, but if you are doing it for your own self-esteem, I respect it. You getting your, you know, your boobs done, your stomach. That's maybe your self-esteem. But the bottom line is, those people that we watch on Instagram and all these other places, they're doing that to get OnlyFans. You see what I'm saying? And men are attracted to that. I mean, some girls, some women overdo it. Some women, I'd be like, darn, that looks nice, but I don't know if they did or not, but you know, if you take your clothes off, you see the lumps and you see skinny legs, and
that's what I'm saying.
It looks funny, you know what I'm saying? But
so
like
that
sheep, they got the skinny legs.
So Thax, what do you think the women that do this, when they look at themselves in the mirror, you really think that they're happy with what they've done? And especially, like you said, with the legs, they look like ants.
Some of them overdo it though, bro.
Some overdo it.
So I'm seeing a lot of overdoing it.
But here's the thing, we don't. It's hard for us to tell whether or not, when somebody looks in the mirror and they did it, whether or not they're happy with the results or not. I mean, maybe every once in a while you see some extreme examples of somebody who did it and they're just so disproportionate. You could see that there was some accident that happened in the process, whether or not it was, you know, a crash, you know, like a car accident in the surgery, or they just didn't take care of themselves afterwards, and you know, it looked crazy.
Okay.
But here's another thing. I'm gonna ask y'all this. So the term BBL is a triggering term. We know BBL, we like modern day times. If you called it nip and tuck, like the show.
Yeah, nip tuck.
Nip tuck.
The nip tuck. Would that, is that equally as triggering?
No matter what it's called, it's the look for me. Is when I see you, and let's bring this back to let's bring it to the city, DC. When I know girls that I grew up with. The plastic surgery thing, especially when it came to the ass in titties or whatever, was back when we were growing up, it was a transformation thing for men, for gay men that we knew, that, or you know, the transvestites.
Yeah, they had the surgery.
You know what I mean? They had surgery. Now, you know, this thing with the women in our community has just gone overboard. You know, I know it's women I grew up with that, you know, and when I see them, I just can't believe it. And I'm looking at them like I might be at an event and I'm looking at somebody I grew up with, I went to school with, and I'm behind them and I'm looking at them dancing or something, and I'm looking at this butt. And I'm looking at this butt and I'm thinking to myself, shorty, you can't think this looks good. You know what I mean? And it look, and you know, we some joning dudes. Yeah. So we grew up joning, and you know, the first thing I'm thinking, that shit stink. It stinks. It looked like it stink. That's how we think. You know what I'm saying? For how I grew up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm gonna tell her like, if I'm dealing. Put it this way: if I'm dealing with somebody, if they do that, and I'm dealing with somebody, and they went and did it without letting me know, and they come home and something look like that, I'm going, you know, I'm not gonna think about, oh, let me let me hug you, let me hold you, let me see how you feel about it. I'm gonna joan your ass out, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. So it's
Okay,
like,
so I got
you know what I
you.
mean.
I got
So
you
you
with
got
that.
it's a mental
I got you
component with that.
But I don't want to box everybody in who does it or like the results of it into one box, because I think we see, like, is there a possibility that someone like Beyonce has done body work?
We don't. I mean,
We
you
don't
never
know.
know.
We never know, right?
But a lot of
But a lot of
entertainers
women
do
that
it.
Right?
a lot of women that are actually fans of, you know, when you get into the celebrity thing, you know, it's you know, a lot of guys are really not paying attention to that. But there's a lot of women I know that can tell. I've heard women say she had her such and such done. You know what I mean? They can tell. But yeah, of course,
just
celebrities
like
who
with hair.
actually have
And we see
the
like
means.
you see like some of the celebrities that are out there that have done it, and you're like, whoa, like that, you did a whole lot. And then there's some people, and you see them, and with everything that they wear and how they present themselves, you like, you know, everything you see looks good. And and so this is where I was gonna go with it. Last year, Christine and I, we went to South Africa,
Okay.
and we were lamenting on the fact that there everybody has a BBL, but it's natural. Like literally,
The motherland.
it's the motherland.
Yeah.
So everybody has that shape. And to be honest, like going through, you know, it was catching my eyes.
Of course, you're a man. You're human.
Our women are beautiful.
Of
Of course.
And the original BBL is beautiful. The black woman's body is
Of
a
course.
beautiful thing. And so can a surgeon do a fat transfer and mimic the beauty of our sisters and it be attractive? Yes. So I guess I want to just be clear that
I can go for that.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to box anything.
No, I can go
I
for
was
that.
just telling you my personal view on what I think when I see it, and it looks, in my opinion, ridiculous. And what you're talking about is natural. Our African sisters,
Genetics, man.
the gene and the legs and everything else was proportionate with
Because it's natural.
their ass.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's not even in the discussion. We're talking about actual folks, that women and men who have surgery as well. We'll get on that later. But the women who are actually doing this to themselves and not thinking about the ramifications, the consequences of their health, that's what I'm concerned and care about, and that's why I started with who are you actually doing it for? Because I feel like it's something there that you feel like you need to be accepted, and you need to do this to your body, and then it actually ends up looking worse than when you started out.
Yeah.
And are you in the mirror saying, okay, I look better now than I did?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want that to happen to our women.
I'm going to go on. See Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Beyonce, whoever did whatever. I don't know. But I just know it's a difference, because you can pay for qualities. Like somebody that's going to Cambodia to get a butt job, they might not look right because you're going to get it for $400. When somebody can pay $50,000 for a job, what do you think is going to happen?
Right.
It's going to be, but some of those women, I think, overdo it. Some women, I love your shape. It's beautiful. I don't know about the dimples and the lumps and from the shots or whatever, but I'm just saying, some people overdo it. If your legs are like this, and then it doesn't look like it. But if
it's
your
not
legs are a
supposed to
little
be
thicker,
there.
it looks nice.
And they got
You know
something
what
where
I'm
they do what's called a fat transfer.
Oh yeah, they've been doing the fat transfer. Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
It is your own body.
Yes.
So it's not like they like I
Still gotta go in there though.
I have to be careful how I say this. I dated someone some time ago, and she had one, but it was one. It was you know you could feel the difference. I'll say that. Like it wasn't like natural.
Yeah.
And so, but I suspect, and I don't know, but I suspect that there's some that are out there that you may or may not be able to tell if they took their clothes off that they had one. And so, you know, and again, I'm not here to kind of judge it.
Of
one
course,
way or
of
another.
course.
But I'm just saying, like, I want to kind of tie into something else that's another dynamic in this. You guys heard of Venus Hottentot?
I don't think so.
You heard of
Break
Venus
that down.
Hottentot?
I haven't heard of it.
Okay, so in the 1800s, they took a black woman from South Africa who had this ginormous. You guys will add this in, right? So they'll be able to see it. And she had this enormous butt.
All I know about is Sarah Bartman. I don't know about the Venus Hottentot. That's why,
Venus Hottentot, they call her. They brought her up from South Africa. And
Okay.
They treated her like an animal. Like literally, they almost kind of had her in a cage, and they were taking her through Europe.
A
on
freak
tour.
show.
It was a freak show.
You sure
long
that
ago was
wasn't
this?
Sarah?
How long
They
ago
did the
was
same
this?
thing to Sarah Bartman.
Is it from South Africa?
I'm not sure where
long
Sarah
ago was this?
originated.
This was in 1800s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it sound like the same,
Yeah.
but you know, it could be someone else.
And so there's always been an over sexualization, and there's always been this love and hate of the black woman's
Of
body
course.
and the black
Of
woman's
course.
beauty.
Of course.
Done
Right.
now.
And so, like, even the idea of how people attack the BBL, I want to just be clear that people are not attacking the beauty of the black woman's
Oh, of course
body.
not. Of course
And
not.
they are attacking they're attacking something else. That's what I just want to be sure.
Yeah.
You know, because that's fact.
I think it's self-esteem from the beginning.
Yeah, I do. I
But
do
like
as
Little
well.
Kim was, to me, she's still an attractive sister. But she was, to me, before she had little situations taken care of, she was very attractive when she was a cutie
Oh,
pie.
well, Lil' Kim, I don't-
was like, she a little cutie pie.
Lil' Kim's situation is just on a different level to me because it
That's what
wasn't
I
even
said,
really her
overdoing
body.
it.
It was just her. What is this thing with her
Overdoing it,
face?
dog.
Yeah.
Like that she wasn't satisfied. She was
She can't even
beautiful,
blink no more.
Overdoing it,
and
dog.
you know now
She overdid
she's
it.
like
Yeah.
it looks like Saw. That the
Literally.
look
Bro,
jigsaw.
I'm gonna tell you something. Back in the day, I remember my mother used to talk about on TV. This was back in like the 80s, right? And my mother, I remember this lady, Cicely Tyson. She
Yeah,
had
yeah,
these
yeah.
pretty full lips and all that. Remember back in the day?
Yeah.
But as time came, you talk about the black beauty. Everybody wants the black beauty now because all the European women are
That's what
lip
they-
fillers, butts, boobs, all
Yeah.
that. We had it. All women had it natural.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's all changed now because everybody wants to look black.
Yeah, of
I don't
course.
care where you go.
We always been. We are them.
Man,
We are them.
them.
They've always wanted to look. Now, there's always been that envy. I mean, from the time,
course.
from the time, beginning of time.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and that's why, you know, it's very difficult to watch us fall into the trap. You know, and we grew up, like you mentioned earlier, in the 70s where we saw the hair thing. You know, that's kind of what we grew up in with that hair thing.
Yeah.
You know, the natural hair,
Mhm.
which we had to fight the power generation. You know what I mean? The 60s and the revolution. And, you know, it was black power. You know, everybody had the afros, the men and the
Pics with
women.
the
You know,
afro.
and then
Remember the pics with
that
the fist?
European sense of beauty kicked in. You know what I mean? When all that died down and it came that perm, which, you know, those chemicals have always been unhealthy, you know, and now it's just on another level because we're actually injecting things into our body. The perm wasn't even nothing compared to what's going on now.
And I remember, like, even in the early 90s, our sisters and the fight and the struggle that they had to own their beauty. Like, you know, my sister, who's 5 years older than me, you know, I remember being a little one and my grandmother taking her to the kitchen and heating up the hot comb,
The high comb.
and then running it through her head.
Yep.
And mine? Okay.
Mhm.
And I remember them running the comb
Absolutely.
through her head
You
and
know
all
that smell.
The smell, the burning head.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember her in her early 20s making a decision, like, look, I'm cutting this stuff out my head. She had a little beady top.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, I used to call it a little beady top.
Yeah.
She had one of these joints.
Yeah.
And then she grew it out naturally, you know, and so I just remember, like, and even a lot of folks that I dated back then, like how the pride that they would have when they put braids in their hair and when they would do that stuff. And so we seen like the choice that our sisters have made in regards to their hair. But even these shows that they're watching, like, you think, I need to be careful what I say, like the Housewives, right?
Yeah.
Like, I understand that a lot of those shows, even as educated and enlightened as our sisters are that are on those shows, the push is, or the pressure is that you still do something that is not as natural as you would probably prefer. You know, and so, you know, I respect the fact that there's a lot of pressure on our sisters.
And let me tell you what's funny about that. Speaking of pressure, now of course, you know, this is not in all scenarios. It's some of our guys that, you know, kind of look down on women depending on, you know, the choices they want to make as far as how they, you know, their hair especially and things like that. But I always laugh with my wife because I tell her that y'all really don't know how we think. Y'all women really don't know how guys think, because a lot of guys, I'm not gonna say the majority, it's a lot of guys, I'm one of them, that I don't need all that. You know, if you doing it for me, I love the natural. I want you to wear afro right now. You know what I mean? But I know how, you know, it's the pressure from society. You know, it's the pressure. It's those pressures when you go in the office or you know, somewhere and you're looking at other women and you might believe that standard of beauty is exactly. So,
and to your point, like I say, my thought is this: if when we lay together, what I lay with, it's got to be right.
Exactly.
Right.
I get it. Yeah.
If I lay down with you, I couldn't imagine, and I'm reversing it now.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine needing to lay down and say, oh, you know what? Let me put my hairpiece in. It's a snowy Monday. We stand in the house all day. I gotta wear my hairpiece for you here in the house, or you know what I'm saying, like, so vice versa. If I need to make sure that my woman will feel safe enough where she would never need to feel like she needs to wear something or do something to receive my love when we're in the home. And I'm talking about if she's my woman.
Absolutely.
Okay. And once we have that connection, then my next part of it is okay, baby, if you can be this with me here, then there's nowhere in the world that you can't go to and be this. Because if that's the case, then we reject anything that's out there that's not the real you.
Don't you wish that could be like that for real? That's a beautiful dream.
Well, that's how it is in my house.
But that's a beautiful dream for some.
Well, that's how it is in my house, and that's how I support my wife.
No.
Now, whatever choice she makes out there.
I was getting ready to say that. Yes. This is how we are. I believe all three of us are this way. Yeah. But you know, you can't make the decision for them. You know, that might not be enough for them.
Right.
You know, you would hope that the case, but it's just pressure. And again, social media, then you got celebrities, your favorite celebrity, or, you know, people are looking like they're accepting the opposite. Yeah. That's what's accepted. And, you know, some are not willing to say, okay, I hear you, baby, I'm going to do this in the house. I love it. Yeah, but I step out this door, I got to look this way. Yeah. And it comes even with the makeup and all that. You know, we looking at our woman, we like, man, you look so beautiful without, you don't need no makeup. Yeah. You know, you don't need nothing, but we can't. But they might not agree with that. They might, you know, be like, nah, I'm not feeling. Yeah, it's a.
If you say with your household, which is, you know, that's your queen, but she has you her king.
Yeah,
Most women that are married aren't looking at it like that. They're married.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a difference. I'm not knocking nobody who ain't.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
What I'm saying is somebody who's married, they're accustomed, they're happy with home. Yeah. That's why they married this person until, you know.
Absolutely.
Somebody who's not married, who's looking to be married, who could be, you know, I'm not saying chasing or whatever, but whatever you're doing, playing the game, whatever, till you're married, it's about self-esteem. Because somebody might not like what they look like, and then they might not feel comfortable. We see that. When you're not confident, people see that. When you have that swag, some people look at dudes be like, man, this dude look bad. But he got on a girl because he's confident.
Yeah. And my thing is, again, back to the point, is it's definitely not worth it if it's something that's going to risk your health. That's the bottom line. I'm not having it. If it's something that's going to risk your health, nah, it's not going to happen. And that's how I feel about women that we are close to in the community. I'm like, don't you see that we are already dealing with early deaths from the food choices we made? We made these food choices. Our parents didn't know better. Mm-hmm. We were never supposed to be drinking cow milk at all. Yeah. We had no reason to be drinking dairy milk. Yeah. And we did it for years. Yeah. Yeah. You understand? Until we learned and knew better. Yeah. So think about that we already dealing with issues coming from that cancer and diabetes and, with the choices we made, early on. We were young enough to be able to recover from some of us, but some of us haven't recovered, and there's a predisposition to sugar and things like that. So we already dealing with that, right? Yeah. And then we got this added on thing with injecting chemicals in our body to make ourselves look a certain way.
Yeah. And okay, so I'm gonna spin the conversation a little bit because I'm going to say that there was, going back to 94, 95, going back to the hip hop days when it became bipolar rap game. Okay. And I'm talking about the days when it was Bad Boy versus Death Row. Okay. And I'm gonna relate this into the conversation we're talking about. And I remember, in 95, the two of the hottest rappers out there. And they represented two entirely different schools.
Okay.
Right? And both of them lost their lives.
Yes. Biggie and Pop.
Tupac.
Okay. Both of them.
And we're gonna get that story out of here. One of these days you gotta tell the stories, man. But the fact is that everyone saw and respected Tupac as being the ladies' man, kind of the handsome dude. He represented kind of the black handsomeness, right? And then on the opposite side, you had Biggie, who black as ugly as ever. However, right? And I don't know if y'all remember, but every once in a while, you'd hear women get into the debate of who would they rather have, a Biggie or a Tupac. You ever heard that conversation?
Heard, but listen, Biggie was a smooth dude. Biggie had charisma. You understand what I'm saying? That's right. Sometimes that's stronger than anything.
And that's because both of y'all kind of highlighted that in some other parts of the conversation. Biggie, fat, black as ever, right? The dude, however, right? I stayed Coogee down to the socks. Like, and rocks. Oh my God. And the thing that Biggie had was he was authentic. Yeah. And he was confident. Like you said. He was confident and he was authentic. He's like, look, I am what I am. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there's an attractiveness to that. Mm-hmm. It seems like what I'm hearing you say is that some of our sisters, their assumption is that to be able to get the dude that they need to get, it has to be all on the side of just a beauty thing. Like it's the prettiness of it. And that's part of the reason why some of these sisters go out there and get the BBL, because they think that BBL is going to attract the man.
See, that's what I was talking about. That's why I started this out with, I don't believe that anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't believe the BBL thing, and y'all can disagree with me. I just don't believe the BBL thing. It might have started out like that, but I believe it's not for us. Okay. I don't believe that women are actually going to get BBLs to say, I'm gonna get this man. Now, to make money, what you said earlier, the OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the visual. I'm the type of dude, and I might be a very small percentage. I'm the type of dude, I'm tired of opening my phone and seeing ass shaking. What else is there? Especially from our women. I'm tired. I'm just tired of seeing it. And then I'm looking at it when I do see it, and I can tell it's a BBL. They move. First, Go ahead, Dax.
You an older dude, Moo. Let's stop real quick.
I was about to call him out too.
Yeah, that's all right.
20
We
year
used to
olds,
hang
30
back in the
years old.
90s,
No,
so-
listen.
All right.
20 year old,
I'm calling
30 year olds.
Call me out.
20 year old, 30 year olds.
Yeah,
And this ain't a call. This is some real talk we
yeah,
talking.
yeah.
20, 30 year olds, it's a physical. We slow down. You're a married man now.
But
So
no,
of course you gonna look and say,
but I'm gonna tell you before. No, I'm gonna tell y'all before that.
Yeah.
Even when I was just, that's why I said I'm a different dude, and I might be in a small percentage.
Yeah.
I've really never been like. Even when look, my man, I got a homie. They used to make me go to the strip club with him. Penthouse, all the Skylark, all them. He hit everything.
Yeah.
combos.
But that's different though.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's
When
not.
you go to a strip club,
No.
they selling
No,
shake and
it's
tail and
not.
all
They
that stuff.
selling it online now.
No, but I'm talking about back in the day, Mo, when we was in school, and you had an option between two different girls. One of them had a pretty face and she was a little bit more educated.
Okay.
The other one had the pretty face, but she had a little bit more
Shape to it.
shape.
No,
to her.
I've always been on a pretty face.
Well, see, that's what
That's
I'm
what
saying.
I said. I'm in a small percent. What I'm saying is, and I said, and of
You
course,
didn't. Well, hold
I've
on. You
never-
didn't want the bonus package.
I have
Come on.
never
You
been.
didn't want the bonus package.
I have always been on pretty face.
Some dudes like
Not with the
boobs.
bonus
Some
package.
dudes
Nope.
like butts.
I wasn't tripping. No, that's fine. What I'm saying, what I'm getting at is,
I ain't agreeing.
you don't have.
we hung
I don't
back
want
there,
you
man.
to.
Come on, Slim.
Well, so what
We
you
was-
telling me?
Man,
I can't help
come
that.
on.
Now, if
We-
you
we
talking about
kinda
people
was
who,
into-
okay, wait a
yeah,
minute. If
come
you
on.
talking about people you seen me with or who I got with, that's because they was aggressive
Nah, we chased together.
and pretty. I don't, Clay. I have never, Clay. If you know me like you saying you know me, you know I have never chased. I have
know what I mean.
most
Come
of
on, bro.
listen. Most of the relationships I've been in,
Uh-huh.
I didn't book the girl.
So you was an Arabian Night. So you got that look.
No,
you got
that's
that
it.
funny.
No,
I didn't even think you was. You got
No,
that
let's-
look like a
No.
Johnny Quest.
Let's put it in perspective. When you're a handsome guy, you never really have to chase.
No, I get that, but
I
that's
got
what I'm
that.
saying. Yeah.
So when you're a handsome guy, you never really have to chase.
Yeah.
But when you choose that gives you the option, you choose that. And I'm saying, because we ain't gonna go through names, but I'm talking about 18, 19, when we used to be rolling to the go-go
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that together, we was chasing some of the same stuff.
So when you said chasing,
I mean, you know how I'm getting. You, know
you talking about looking at something?
booking. How about that?
Nah,
Booking that.
Clay. I'm not the dude to go. I don't have a rap game. So I never went up to girls and be like, "Sure, go ahead." No, it'd be more of a eye thing. We looking at each other.
Yeah,
Or I
some
got
dudes
more.
like that.
I got more to hook up.
Some dudes
Man,
like
my girlfriend. You know how many?
Some dudes
My girlfriend like you. That was my experience. Listen, I don't honestly. My wife is the only one. And y'all say it was older, but my wife is the only one I really chased.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but before that, I'm telling you, up all the way up into my 40s, I have never been that dude. The dude that go holler at somebody. So you might not have known that, Clay. You might have seen something that you thought, but you never gonna see
But
me.
see, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
And you
Some dudes, he was one of them dudes, man, like Johnny Quest. Like he had a look to him like that girl.
Hey, Clay,
So
my
I know
girlfriend like you.
dudes
My
that
girlfriend
too.
like you.
I know
Yeah.
dudes, dog, I know dudes. I'm not gonna say these. I'm not because now I can't say now they yammers to me. They all buddies to me. I'm not putting their business. But I know dudes. They just was a look. They had a look to them, and we go places. I'll be like, man, we be anywhere. LA,
They don't let you have a-
and they
and
be on them.
And don't let you be
And
fly. Hey,
you got more money. You got more. But
Hey,
they just
that-
wanted that look.
don't let you be
I
fly.
get
Don't let
that.
you be fly. Had a car, had a money, or whatever. And you know what I'm saying.
I'm here.
But then you know what I'm saying. I did what I did after I got with him, but it was more of a. I never did
I
that.
could
Clay.
go with
I
that.
never
Some
did
dudes,
that. You know what I'm
I could do
saying.
that. Then you got some dudes that
So
they
Go ahead.
okay. So
Take it home.
even with that being said,
Yeah.
and I think I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But even the last mile of it, there's choice.
Of
Because here's
course.
the thing: if it ends up being when you're that type of guy where women find ways to send the signals or connect through an indirect party to say, yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even when that's the case,
It's been some
you're not
turn
taking
downs.
everything
Of
that's
course
coming at you.
not.
Right.
But it ain't had nothing to do with no fat ass.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Because that's not what
hold
you're
on.
attracted to.
The fact is, no, wait a minute.
No, I am
This is
attracted
what
to
I'm
ass.
But you ain't
No,
like the
wait a
big
minute.
joints.
Wait a minute. See, like the big joints.
I don't like no big fake jump.
I can get that.
Get into the
That's
last
what we
mile.
are as older, but back in the day, some bras had.
We ain't had no fake asses back then to deal with. So I wouldn't listen. I'd have been joning. I probably would have been in fights with women because if we had what's going on now back then, I'd have been joning all day. And I was back then. I was the same way. That shit stink. The first thing I'm gonna say, that shit stink. That's me. I'm just talking about me.
Man,
You understand what I'm saying?
My whole point is where I was going with it is even when you have all the choice in the world, if you are whoever, right?
Yeah.
You have all the choice in the world. At the end of the day, you still have to choose.
Of course, Clay.
Okay, and what you choose shows exactly what it is that you like.
Not all the time.
What you choose doesn't show what you like.
Sometimes people can get you with their personality. Some
You still
people
choose that
Of
though.
course.
So you
Okay,
can't-
we stuck.
Okay,
I chose that.
If that's the case,
I chose
that.
that.
I
I chose
learn
it.
a person, then because first of everything is the beginning is a physical thing. Somebody walk up to the tooth
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there, you not gonna talk to her. Right. She can be the most personal thing in the world.
Exactly.
You can be like, oh no, sure.
Yeah, nah,
So you
yeah,
see-
not
you
from
still
there.
choose is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Okay, so in the process of choosing, right, that really shows generally what a person likes.
Yeah.
And the more options you have, like if you sat on the hill, like they say, instead of don't run down the hill, you get two, you walk down the hill. But even if you're the type of cow, you're the bull, you can sit at the top of the hill and they come up the hill.
Right.
You still gotta choose.
Want me to tell you some funny
that.
shit, Clay? I'll tell you some funny shit. My wife has looked at me and looked at some of my exes and be like, what the fuck? Like, because she can't figure out my type. It was different. Everybody was pretty much different. I ain't had that same type.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So she like, how the fuck,
Some
how
people
the
like
fuck
that
would you
got the
mess?
same type. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
She like, for real?
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
get
know
that.
what I'm saying? But it was something about that person, or she was, you know what I'm saying, extra aggressive in certain ways or whatever. I got to know her, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and some people, I was a petty motherfucker, Clay. So, like, it'd be some people that'll get in my car and you don't like the music I'm listening to. Well, I'll take you out that night. We have a good time, you know what I'm saying? But then I'm gone. I'm blacked out just because you ain't like the fucking music I like.
With times change.
Yeah, I get that. I'm with you with that.
Man, I know when times change. So when we coming up, you in high school, you get your little car, you get your swag. So people don't know you had your swag. Back then, it's just common.
Exactly.
But guess what? As you got older,
And I know you know that.
Yeah. So after high school, you ain't booking no bras like you think you should be booking. But guess what? You start dipping and dabbling and getting a couple of dollars.
You want
your
somebody you-
swag's to the moon. You driving a car,
Yeah.
you pulling up Coolidge,
Yeah.
all these spots in high school.
And you want to fuck with somebody you
Man,
trust
you
too.
get anybody you want, but guess what? You see how when you in high school, your mentality, now you're older. And some dudes was getting money in high school. I get it too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, us older ones that was coming up back in the day, man, after high school and you getting your little money, you was like, damn, this shit is easy. It is. We used to say, I'm booking 20, 30 miles a day.
Yeah.
Because I got this car.
Yeah. No question.
And I say this like the game of being in your 20s. I mean, the game of being in high school was totally different from in your 20s.
Yeah.
Which is totally different from your 30s.
Of course.
Which is totally different from your 40s. Which is totally different from your 50s.
Yeah.
And I will say that like each level you had, you know, if you were successful and being able to meet people and go out, like we could evolve in what it is that we like.
Yeah.
So if somebody said, okay, you dated her in high school, or you actually dated with them, or I used to date her when I was in my 20s or 30s, it would be hard for somebody to look back at your history and be like, to make sense of what they saw and what you was doing back then.
I pretty much been consistent with who I am, and let me go back to the strip club thing because you said it's not the same. I believe it is the same. It's just an evolution. The strip club is online now.
Okay.
It's to me, it's online. That's why they're even making documentaries about Magic City
Why
and
didn't you
shit
like
like
strip
that.
clubs?
Because it ain't. I'm like, and I'm young at this time. I'm like, this shit just wasn't doing nothing for me.
Agreed.
Because it's like I had my porno movies at home. I get more out of my porno movies than I got at the strip club. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still upset because that's when I started drinking beer. Shit, my homie had me drinking beer and I'm wasting time in here in this fucking strip club. You know what I mean? So that was just me. I could be getting some money somewhere. Yeah. You know, it's a waste of time to me. But I understand dudes that like that thrill. You know what I mean? But
some people ain't strip club people.
Yeah, I just wasn't a strip club person. So you know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking about health. Our women, you know, we wasn't thinking about that stuff back then. They didn't have those kinds of issues. But I'm thinking about, all right, so even use a strip club for example. Let's say our women are working at the strip club and they seeing other women that might have these surgeries. And, you know, they feel like they getting more, that woman might be getting more attention than she is. And that pressure her to go do it to herself and might not do it correctly, you know, or something like that. And I just feel like overall it's a health issue because, like I said in the beginning, your body, as you get older, they're not thinking about what your body does as you get older.
Some people don't care.
It's about the now. It's Instagram.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen a couple people on social media, and I've even heard it. And I've heard it from men talk about it from a different perspective. I've heard some women say, all through my 20s, when I should have been enjoying my life, I was caring for babies, caring for my children.
Yeah.
And then 30s, I was with this dude, and we were trying to make a home. Now I'm in my 40s, and I'm tired of all of that stuff.
So she's not with the dude no more. She ain't with the
dude, and the kids are older. Okay. And now I want to live my life, and whatever that choice is of what live my life is. That might be getting a BBL. That might be traveling. That might be, you know, whatever it ends up being. It's for her.
Right.
And so, on that type of time, maybe the long-term health. Maybe she's saying, this is my time.
Well, that's what we're here for. That's the purpose of our platform is to give insight. Yeah. Or you know, and people don't have to listen to it. It's like, but we're talking about. We've seen enough. We've seen enough cases where this has been an unhealthy choice. Yeah. You know, and we don't even know, you know, what kind of it might cause strokes or you know, if people scared that if you scared to take this vaccine that we had going on during COVID, you should be scared to inject your body with some shit that's going do something like that as well.
People don't like needles; they still get tattoos.
They get tattoos.
But I'm gonna give y'all a quick story, man. Y'all talk about strip clubs.
Yeah,
man, it's funny, man. Cause you say you wasn't in the strip clubs really. I wasn't really into them either, right? I used to go down to Camelot, certain places like that.
Yeah. Good guys and shit. You used to get one of them kind of. I was there too.
I'm just laughing because Moo said I wasn't really in the strip clubs, and I know some people was. Me, I'm like Moo. I wasn't. I was all right out there doing my thing when I was right. But guess what? I can just laugh because I remember one of my good men, man. He was in Atlanta. He spent $50,000. Nowadays this ain't a lot of money, right? But my man, he went through that in a month down the strip clubs in Atlanta.
That's still a lot of money. That's still a lot of money.
But now I be seeing
jacking off money.
Yeah, I know.
You know, with 20,000 quick. But my man spent that in a month. I never forget, man. I used to be like, what did you do? He was at every night Magic City or them strip clubs. He was whatever.
Yeah.
But he was into that.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah. For that.
Is a lot of money. Come on, man. Alan, AI, you see the videos with them out there in them clubs and T.I. and God bless them.
And it's a fun thing. So you got to think as well. It's a social thing.
Yeah.
So it's fun. You know, so if you got it, it don't. What they say? It ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it.
I know
you
this.
Know what I'm saying?
Back in the 90s, I remember my man. I had a good partner, and you know he handled his business. Y'all know what we talking about. He handled his business. He was real thorough with it. He always stayed, you know, he stayed kind of a quiet, humble dude.
Yeah.
And he ran into another dude who was out there, Nino Brown, meaning he was out there out there on the corners with the turkey dinners, pulled up with the cars all lined up around the way, doing all that, right? And seeing them up in one of the strip clubs, I said, man, look, man, you out there, man. You got too much of your business out in the street, man. You hot. The dude said, man, you know what I'm doing, me? I'm a ball till I fall.
Yeah.
As we say, he said, I'm a ball till I fall. Now, he ended up doing about probably 160 months. Probably shortly after, within a year. Got that about 160 months. But I say all to say, like, for the BBL, maybe some of these sisters and some of these folks, they saying themselves, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to ball till I fall.
Ho. Shout out to Shape. Ball or die.
And that brings me to, Clay, what you talking about now, what we all talking about here is the pressure, not just on the women, so that pressure on the men. Let's say the men that go to these strip clubs and they actually trying to trick or get something in or going out, period, in that nightlife, and they on the prowl. The men, like, man, I gotta... Man, this girl a stripper, or she out there, and she, I don't want to get embarrassed. So let me go, man. Let me run to this gas station. If I'm getting with her tonight, let me run to this gas station and get this pill.
You talking about the rhino joint?
Man, whatever you want to call them.
Instant pain.
Man, you understand what I'm saying? Now, they got the warning labels on these pills.
They got the rhino, they got the
shotgun. They got the warning labels,
man. You go to any
man.
gas station about anything, you are
all
crazy.
in different colors, 99%.
So this is what's going. This is the reality of our community.
You ever take one of them pills? Be honest, you ever take one of them pills?
What pill?
Nah.
Any of them pills at the gas station?
Oh, nah. I'm too. I don't like. I think too much for shit like that.
Now I would get it from you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't get it. I would.
Oh, when Viagra first hit. When Viagra first hit, my homie of mine said, "Man, you gotta try this shit." I tried it one time. That made me nervous.
I forget the name.
It made me nervous.
Man hit me too back in like 2010. I remember my man. He gave me something. It was called. It might have been the Rhino. It might have been something.
Big jump.
No, it was a pack. Black pack or something. Man, I never did it because it gave me a headache. I said, no, this stuff.
And see, and this shit with this honey pack and what's the blue chip, all this shit, right? And you got to think what's the dangerous thing. The dangerous thing now is younger. It's a younger generation that's just doing it like it's something to do. This is what you gotta do.
Dumb old folk too out there.
No, but but what I'm saying is that the health issue in our community, we got the youngins that they already the ones that's smoking already. Their health is already compromised. The immune system. And they doing all this, they taking pills anyway. And then you got this pill, you don't know, you might take one pill and go to the gas station, get another pill or this honey pack or whatever. You don't know what kind of, it might be a lethal combination.
That's right.
But you just moving. You moving.
I'm going to tell you what be going on.
It's dangerous.
Just a pause real quick. How far are we over time?
You're about 8 minutes over.
Okay. So how much time is that total?
54 minutes.
54. Let's run a few more minutes because this is our last episode.
I saw the stories. That's why I told them to let it go.
Oh, okay.
Let me give y'all something, right? This is real. Dudes, we like women get their stuff done. The men probably doing it too. But let me give you them pills. Most men that I know that's older now, after 40, and I know a few good men, had strokes. And let me tell you why they had strokes.
I've never seen so many.
I want y'all to listen. And this is real. It's not the pills. It's you're forgetting to take your regular pills. Like somebody got cholesterol or blood pressure.
Blood pressure pills.
When you're not taking that and then you're taking Cialis, Viagra, whatever, that's what gives you that stroke. People don't understand. Or those Nugenics.
Oh man.
Stuff,
anything,
that stuff is what, because they're not taking their regular pills. So when they take that, your body's like, wait a minute.
What's going on here?
And that's why everybody's having strokes.
Man, you gotta respect the body.
That's the guy, not Barry Bonds. I know the bigger, older dude. He got the Doug Flutie dude.
I should punch him in his face, man. He saw that bullshit.
you got. They paying him.
I had a little issue. He was taking that. He told me.
You gotta respect the body, and you gotta think the younger generation. They don't want to hear about the foods you can eat and the fruit and all kinds of natural things that you can do. Like everything is fast paced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you gotta.
One word. Instagram.
It's dangerous.
Listen, instant Instagram.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something. It's everyone. We all want everything instantly.
Instantly, and then like I remember offline there, you know, before we started the episode. I mean, you hadn't even heard of guys getting the ab. The fake ad. And you can watch a couple of. It's a dude on one of them Tyler Perry movies. I can't remember now that he had the fake ass.
I mean, but what are they doing?
But you know, Oscar De La Hoya did it.
Are they taking the fat away?
Oscar De La Hoya did it. He did. Yeah, but you gotta stay in shape. You still gotta eat right and stay in shape.
We all got muscles under there.
Yeah. So
yeah.
all they're doing is just like a men tummy tuck?
Or are they putting muscles in there?
I think they're putting muscles in there.
Wow.
But I
think I have heard about
I think
that.
they putting
the calves and all that.
calves.
I always wonder whether or not
all kinds of stuff.
Ed Norton, the white dude.
The actor.
The actor.
From
I
Baltimore.
always wondered whether or not he was one who did the pecs. Like they put in like a man bags. You know, and I always wondered whether or not
what made you think about it? Because you talking about for the movie he did American History X when he was in shape. He was in shape. He was a racist turn.
Yeah, okay, but he still was kind of a skinny dude. But it looked like maybe a little ways after it just looked like it looked unnatural. Like when I saw him one time, he was in a movie or something, and it looked unnatural. So I wondered whether or not he was one.
That was it. Yeah, I think.
But see, some of those actors they got prosthetics to make that. Like if they don't get in shape, like Robert De Niro, he's a hell of an actor.
Man, he does it.
Down, you see his talent, but and they say he was naturally working.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Himself.
Remember how he looked in
Cape One of those prosthetic moves with him. You never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think something. Well, that brings a great point. When I was I worked at the Washington Post, and I worked with a sister who was there, and you know, one of the local gyms was downtown DCY.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I had a membership down there.
I remember that joint.
Yeah.
Go down Rhode Island Avenue around the circle, then go down that way.
Exactly.
I know where that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And faithfully,
I remember going there.
Faithfully, she used to be in there on the doing squats.
Mm-hmm.
Faithfully, and you see it. I mean, because she wasn't nothing but probably.
I know who you're talking about.
You probably do.
I know who you're talking
120. But she'd be squatting probably 250, 275.
She used to be up Summit Hill doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You said Summit
I'm
Hill?
going to tell you, Summit Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Olympus Gym.
Okay.
She used to be in
getting it in. You know, but and I only met her, I only knew her like once she had been a ways doing it.
Okay.
But people say back in the day she used to be real skinny.
She was.
Yeah, but then she just worked her
naturally.
tail off,
You
literally.
got that nice, yes.
Yeah, and
natural too.
And created a little muscle.
That's what he said.
Natural.
What that said? Instant. Everything is instant. It's a quick fix. You know, people they don't respect the process, but you gotta listen. If you don't do your body right, the body is gonna get you. My whole thing is I want to leave people with, especially in our close community, that it's gonna get you. Exactly. You know, eventually your body is extremely intelligent.
That's right.
Extremely intelligent.
It's a machine.
Yes, it's like BMW with the ultimate driving machine. That's when my man Tony 04, shout out to the Food Lord, MasterCard. I mean, he is really serious. He's the one who taught me how to eat. Right, I fall off sometimes, but I know the blueprint. And everything in your body. Even if you could call MasterCard and be like, man, what I need to do, man, I ain't getting it up like I used to.
Right.
Or something like that. And he tell you exactly what to eat and exactly what to do. You got to respect the process and have patience. But, you know, how do we convey that to thousands of people in our community that, you know, have made the decision to take that fast route?
Cheap.
I love it.
It's cheap.
We're closing out on our last few minutes. And I want to just use this as a moment to kind of reflect with you brothers about what the journey has been for our first season. We have officially completed our first season.
And it's been fun, bro. Hey, it's been fun, man.
While you're out there and people
I get a lot of they be wanting to hear more.
Yeah.
That's what I be, you know. We got some good people that's following us, man, and supporting us too.
Yeah, man, the city is
we respect that so much. You know?
It's big for the city. the feedback is just incredible. The city loves it. They you know, and they love how genuine it is. You know what I mean? And we're talking about stuff that, again, our city is unique. We're talking about stuff that can't be talked about anywhere else.
Right.
We are the only ones that can do that because of the way our city is unique, and what the history of our city and what we've been through and what we've experienced is on a different level.
Hold on, I want to take the time real quick. I don't always comment back when I can see those comments, but I'm telling y'all, Moo got you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a first responder.
But Moo, I'm telling you, Moo's got this, man.
Y'all talk slick out the side of your mouth. He got you. Get on
Either way, you know what I mean. Yeah. And that look, it's a
jaw jacket. Get him, bro.
You know, I consider it a flaw. I can't help myself, but you know, we need that. We need.
He can't help himself.
Who is? Papa, I'm looking at him, I be like, everyone's Papa.
Like, he real quick.
I'm sorry, I always talk like, but I'm definitely gonna stop.
He's sharp with the tongue.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna stop.
This our Devo right here.
Yeah. No question.
All right, so
no question.
Next, you know, this is our first season. We wrapped it up. Next season, we're really excited. We got some special stuff that's coming, and we'll be seeing you guys.
Special guests.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Going a little deeper. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace out. Thank y'all.